Ready to go live here. How you guys doing? Whew. Have you been doing all that Cyber Monday shopping? Oh man, it is crazy out there today. Um, I love Cyber Monday. Okay, I'm waiting for a few of you to come on here. I have been buying a lot of stuff today. I love today. Cyber Monday to me is when I buy all the things I really need and everything. Hey, Sean, good to see you today. Uh, have you been doing any shopping? I actually, let's see here. I bought two pairs of running shoes today. I love Cyber Monday. Love the bargains, aren't they great? And hello, Dave Skolnick. Thanks for coming on. Got a new modem router. Do you know they make them together now? You don't have to buy a separate rotor and modem. You can put them together. Modem and router. That's what they call them. And it's in one shot today. Got one of those from Aris. Got some new. Bought the new AirPods, the AirPod Pros. I sold my old pair on eBay today in something like 2 hours. I put it on eBay. Boom, they were gone. Sold my old pair of AirPods. Love them. Anyway, we're going to talk. We're going to do some open Q&A today. I really wanted to touch on the fear, phone fear. I think a lot of us have it. I know I had it, and it's something I think we need to. I don't know how you can make the money you want if this becomes a cactus for you. If you have any hesitancy to pick up that phone and talk to people, you're doomed to fail. I'm like a demotivational speaker here today. By the way, post your questions on the comments. I'll do any questions you want. Wanted to talk a little bit about how to become successful in sales, in business. My business model, let me talk about that for a minute. My business model is real simple. I'm a KISS method guy. I love keeping things simple. I built a very successful business based on one premise: talking to people, being accountable, being one-on-one. Now, this is I'm kind of a minority in this field. And I do believe in mass marketing and things like that. Boy, phones are ringing today. Oh, remind me to tell you about my cyber selling stuff today, too. Today's Cyber Monday. Have I been driving you guys crazy with emails today? I apologize in advance. We have a tremendous Cyber Monday thing here. Let me just put it up here for you if you want. I'm selling my $3,000 works package for, drum roll, $299. And that ends in about 4 or 5 hours, I think. It's something we do once a year. I'm working with my friend Yassine, and he never sent it. He loves sending out emails, that guy. I really don't send out a lot of emails. I don't want to bother people too much, but I figure for once a year, for a 90% discount, I can do that. And that's my gut sales package, my lease purchase package, my consulting package, my gut sales master. It's a huge package of audio, video, and everything. I'm not doing a commercial, don't worry. But we figure once a year, Cyber Monday, let's knock it out. And oh my gosh, you guys really buy a lot of stuff. We've sold a lot of them, and that's what happens when you give people a good deal, a really great deal once a year. And it's good for marketing too. You stop being a secret. So we'll get away from that for a second. Phone fear, which is really our topic today. My business is real small. I've always believed in marketing. And what do I say at the end of every one of my videos? Call me, I answer my own phone. I really believe in that. Don't forget to hit the record button. This are you. This are you. What does that mean? Actually, I'm using StreamYard, and it is automatically recorded, which is a wonderful thing. But thank you for reminding me, Dave. Absolutely. In fact, you gave me a note here. I need to send my Skype recording today. Every Monday, I do 1 hour with all my students all over the world. We're in 18 different countries now. And we do a 1 hour recording. We do 1 hour of role plays. of Q&A, of whatever they want for 1 hour every Monday. It's live, it's recorded, and I believe in one-on-one mentoring too. Is it labor intensive? Yeah, it's me. I make phone calls. A lot of people call me. A lot of people schedule with me every day, but I love it. I got to tell you, I love it. How many role plays do I get with a 300? I believe. How many would you like? Always answer a question, REI Misfits, with a question. That's part of the gut sales method. Someone says a question, and I believe you get a couple group calls where you can do as many role plays as you want. Heck, we could. I think I can take you on right now, and let's see if I can add you. I think I can. Can I add you? How many role plays I get with the 300? It's $2.99 actually. You get a private session, and you can role play with me for the whole 30 minutes, and you get a couple group calls, and you can suggest any role plays you actually want. Here, I'll even invite you right now, and we will. Let's see how we do this. I think there's a way I can invite you on this, but I don't really know how. Let's see if I can do this with the REI Misfits. Nope, I can't do it. Anyway, let's get back to that. Role plays are important. I role play with all my students. You give me an objection, give me a stall, give me an objection, give me a problem, I'll role play it with you. I'll show you how to apply the psychological sales triggers of the gut sales method so that you stay in control. What happens when the prospect is getting back, is totally controlling you? They're asking you a million questions. Who's really in control? The prospect. Okay, you're just doing free consulting there all day long. Let's see. Can we invite people? We can invite people on Periscope. I can't see how to do it here, Sean. You look like you stole someone else's face and poorly struck it on inside out. Oh, aren't you a lovely person? Let's yeah, we can always get rid of you. See how easy that is? Just click a button, boom, bad. Trolls are gone so fast. Anyway, I basically I meant this time like the previous call today. Okay, we're getting a lot of silly little questions here. Let's go back to our banners here. I talk to people. I pick up the phone. I do a lot of social media marketing. If I talk to enough people every day, my simple rule is simple. Can I talk to 5 people a day? My business model is so different from so many others. If I can do the marketing, buyers, sellers, investors, if I can talk to a couple people a day and then put them in the gut sales method, I do all the deals I want. I get all the business I want. The problem is we have not trained. No one is training people on the sales, on sales in this. They're basically teaching them to hand it over to a VA or put everything on automatic. With nothing wrong with that, but sooner or later, when you're trying to do a deal, you've got to talk to a person. You've got to negotiate. You've got to wheel and deal, horse trade. I don't care what you call it. That's how you make a deal happen today. I closed the deal today. I'm really proud of that. First phone call, it was scheduled. Boom, we had a great adult-to-adult conversation. Mrs. Diamond is very happy. I made a nice sale today. I make sales every week. Small sales, large sales, big deals, little deals. I don't care. At the end of the month, it's a shitload of money. Why? Because I know how to pick up this damn phone. That's what you have to learn too. I know we have a fear about it. What's the fear we all have? We have no control, okay? The prospect's asking all the questions. We're just doing Q&A. It's a pain in the butt, right? And then they'll say the magic words. I'll think about it. Send me more information. Send me your contract. I'll think about it. I'll talk to my spouse. And you are so subservient to that prospect. And that's where you go wrong right away. You cannot be subservient to the prospect. You have to be in control. You have to be like the doctor in the room, is the analogy I always say. You have to identify what is their problem. You have to do a diagnosis. And and to be successful, how do you control the fear of selling and picking up that phone? You have to be confident. How do you get to be confident? Through experience. It's like anything else you're doing. Remember first time you drove a car, how nervous you were and how mechanical it was. Today, you get in your car, you don't even think about it. Sales is the same way. You've got to do it often enough. You've got to practice. Number one, practice a lot. Drive your wife or girlfriend or whatever partner, a significant other, spouse, drive them crazy role playing all the time. Practice with other people. That's what I do with my students every Monday. We practice, we role play, whatever's necessary. You got to have a sales system so that you know step by step what to do. You can't wing it in sales. You want to have an agenda, qualification, and a commitment close. An agenda is basically where you just say up front, hey, I'd like to do business with you today. Can I ask you a few questions? You ask me a few. Let's see if we can do business and solve your problem. This is for buying, selling, consulting, network marketing, whatever you do. I know most of you in real estate, but you've got to have a system and you set that agenda first and you open up with a pattern interrupt. I talk a lot about pattern interrupts in my videos. Basically, you don't sound like everybody else on the phone. The more people you talk to, the more good conversations you have, the more questions you ask. What did you mean by that, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect? Oh, gee, why don't you? And then you go do opposite direction or redirection, we call it, both positive and negative. And you ask the questions and you stay in control and it gets easier and easier. I'm the former world's, I say this all the time. Excuse me, I'm going to take a little sip here. I am the former world's worst salesperson. I couldn't give money away. I hated sales. I found it humiliating. I thought people talked down to me. I had no control whatsoever. I think you have to find a way to get into real estate so that you are the person in control. You're asking the questions, and you can, here's the biggie, you can fire the prospect. Can you imagine? You get to choose how you can fire the prospect. And there's nothing there. If they don't, you can't sell everybody. I know there's a lot of gurus say everybody's a prospect. No, not everybody is not a prospect. Some people don't have enough need. We call that emotional quotient. Some people don't have the money to buy what you're selling. They can't buy the house. They can't rent, at least purchase the house. They can't buy your products or services. You fire them. Say, hey, it doesn't sound like we're going to do business today. Now that it's over, before I go, is there any way we can solve this problem? Or and you can start selling all over again. You're in control. This is how you overcome the fear of selling. It's so wonderful. You can just, you're the person in charge. You're the one in control. So you got to have those 3 steps. Asking questions is the most important part. What did you mean by that, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect? Why are you looking for a home? You and your 5 kids are in that wonderful 1-bedroom apartment. Why don't you stay there another 5 years? Get them talking more than you. And just asking questions with, this is where it gets a little tricky, positive and negative redirection. Gee, Mr. or Mrs. Prospect, even if I could get you out of that apartment and get you into a home that you could imagine, you could get into a home today that you could rent and have an opportunity to buy it in a year, 2, 3 years. Would that give you enough time to save up a down payment, to improve your credit score, to qualify for a mortgage? Would that make a difference? And you get them to answer and you go positive or negative to them. It's so easy. It's just a question of practice and learning it. The more you do this, the more confident, the more control you have. Right now, the way most of you are, nobody's teaching you how to sell, especially those of you in real estate. Although I teach gut sales method to people in a lot of different areas. And the thing is, once you have that confidence, you have no hesitancy. I pick up the phone, someone sends me a text or an email and I have their phone number, I call them up. Yes, I do text people. Hi, are you available? Were you free now? Would you like to talk right now? Or I'll just pick up the phone and call them. A lot of people go to my webpage and register. If I get their phone number, if they volunteer it, I'm going to call them. Hi, what's your biggest challenge? What's your biggest problem? Get into dialogues with people. Learn and write, if you want, write your questions down ahead of time. It's all right. It's no great sin. But don't use, here I'm going to use the bad language now, don't use scripts. These guys who are telling you about scripts, waste of your money. Scripts are caca, guys. There's no need for it. I say this every time I talk to people. Don't use scripts. Use a system. Try to find out what their need is. Do they want to buy a house, sell a home? Gee, how come your house hasn't sold yet? Why? It sounds like a beautiful house. Why don't you just give it to a realtor or something? Why are you selling the house in the first place? Would you be interested in an offer today? Suppose I made you I'd like to make you an offer today, but first, can I ask you a few questions so I know what I'm buying? Is that all right? Would you be interested in price or terms? This is how you overcome these fears. You ask questions, you get them emotionally involved. You practice, practice, practice. When I go out shopping and stuff, I practice all the time. This is the $1 million skill that nobody teaches. Hey there, Nash Hart Inc. How are you? Thanks for joining us today. You guys, by the way, you have any questions? Post them. Love to take questions here today. We're basically talking about fear of selling. How do we overcome that fear? I guarantee you, if you guys could get on the phone, if you can get on the phone more often, if I could get you to speak to 3 to 5 people a day, you will do all the deals you want. The phone is the stopgap. It's where nobody else is talking to you. They're teaching you the strategies. They're giving you a lot of motivation, making you walk on that hot coals. How much do they charge to walk on hot coals now? $4,000 or $5,000. I know my buddy Anthony Robinstall loves doing that to build confidence. But the trouble is, Monday morning still comes around, and you still got to talk to people. That's how money is made in America. Pick up that phone, ask questions, negotiate a deal, and make some magic happen. By the way, I do have we're doing a little Cyber Monday thing here. If you guys have an interest on it, I got a couple hours left. I got a works package for $299. There's the link right there. Just go for it. Let's see. Do we have any questions here before I go on my continue on my tangent here? I meant you can invite people. Sometimes it sounds so simple. The average person who's never heard this before think this can't be that easy. It is that. It is. I make it sound easy. I've been doing this a long time. Okay. And my life changed. My fortunes changed when I learned how to give good phone. When my mentor taught me the gut sales method, I was talking to more people without hesitation. I was asking questions. I was making offers. Are you making offers? I make offers every day. Calvin Jackson is here. Hello, Calvin. Good to see you. If you guys have any questions, just post them in there. I'll be glad to answer them. The thing about it is, if you could be the smartest guy in the room, I've met people, they know I love lease purchasing. To me, it's the best strategy. You've heard me talk about it a lot. Why would you want to buy something when you can control it with an option agreement and a simple lease? It's so easy. You don't have to pay the taxes, the insurance. You don't have to do the major repairs. If the marketplace changes like it did in 2008, you can negotiate a deal and get out again, especially if you have it, your deal under you do all your business under a corporation, right? Your Uncle Claude didn't have to tell you that. Do everything under an LLC. Tyrone Miller is here. Claude's free training is better than most of Guru's. Thank you. That's really nice of you to say, Tyrone. I really appreciate it. I love sharing information. I think I give away good information all the time. I just like to tell the story of how I do this business. And is it hard to learn this? It takes time. But if you're consistent, if you learn a method of selling, and you practice it every day by making a few phone calls. I don't care if you call on Zillow, Craigslist, expired MLS. I don't care. Make a goal. Set yourself a goal. Speak to one person a day. I'll give you that. If you can then speak to 2, 3 people a day, buyers, sellers, investors, anybody, use that remote control device to the universe. Make those phone calls. Someone will eventually say yes. The algorithms, the math is in your favor when you talk to people, but you can't text your way to success. You can't do your VA, that lovely person in that other country with that lovely accent from wherever they are. They will not close a real estate deal for you or a big capital sale. They will just maybe set up an appointment for you. You're the one who's got to close it. I've met people, I said earlier, they know all the strategies there are out there. They're brilliant in strategies. They're highly motivated, at least in the beginning. You ever notice how when you start out in something new, you got this great motivation? I'm going to crush it. I'm going to go out there in the world and change everything. And then when you get all that rejection, how does that rejection affect you? It's devastating, isn't it? I'm a sensitive guy, all right? I don't like rejection. Nobody likes rejection. So if you just go and call up people, hi, I'm calling you about wholesale real estate. I'm calling you about lease purchasing, yada, yada, and you're using the same old script. Do you think they haven't heard it before? They have heard. You're not the first person to call people. You got to reverse engineer it a little bit. You want to overcome phone fear? You've got to read people's minds. What are they thinking? What are they feeling? So before you make the phone call, if you say the same thing they've heard before, guess what? They're on default system. They're going to automatically reject you because they've heard it all before. So you've got to sound different, and you've got to sound like a serious buyer. When I get on the phone with somebody, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that property isn't still available, is it? I'd like to make you an offer today. I'll talk. You should hear my voicemails. Hi, Claude Diamond here. Sorry it took me so long to get back to you. I have the paperwork on my desk. I'm ready to make you an offer today, but you got to get back to me before 4:30. Give me a call, 970-281-515, and I'll be waiting for your call so we can get this deal done. That's my voicemail message. I've never even spoken to these people before. Guess what? I get a 50% call back when I leave voicemails with enthusiasm and confusion and whatever. I make them curious. And I set a time frame too. If you notice, I always put a time frame in there. I get them to call me. Can you imagine? You leave voicemails where people call you. That's part of the gut sales method. Okay? It'll work. It works in all different ways, but you've got to sound different, and you've got to change your marketing. Let's talk about marketing for 1 minute. You've got to get, life is so easy when you have warm calls, right? Duh. If you're making cold calls all day, oh my God, that's, it's like pulling teeth without Novocaine, right? And I can show you how to convert cold calls into warm calls, but it takes a lot more work, and it's a hell of a lot more. Don't you want to have fun in business on the way to the bank? You want to make money, right? But you want to speak to people who have a problem. Hey, did you ever hear of lease purchasing? Suppose there was a way I could get your house sold. Would you like to sell your house today? Would you like to get full price? Would you like to save real estate commission? Would you like people to do all the repairs and pay you scrupulously on time? That wouldn't be of interest to you, would you, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect? John and Mary contacted me. They want to buy your house right now and move in December 15th. Is that something we should talk about, or should I get off the phone and leave you alone? Boom. When you sound like this on the phone, you are in total control. People are listening to you. You're having fun. I have a lot of fun on the phone, okay? Not all my phone calls are wonderful, okay? Sometimes I get people mad at me or snippy or stuff like that. I have a lot of fun. I had one guy last week. He had a bad day. He had too many phone calls. Oh, you guys are bottom feeders. What do you just want to steal? Mr. Prospect, you sound like you're having a bad day. Have we ever spoken before? Did I make a pass at your wife at last year's Christmas party under the mistletoe? You say, tell me what I did wrong so I can apologize to you. And then he went click. Guess what you do? When they go click, you call them back. Did you disconnect me or hang up? You're way too polite to hang up on me, aren't you? Boom, he hung up again. It's okay. I'm having fun. I'm laughing. Guess what happens when you're having fun making cold calls, return calls, warm calls from your marketing method? By the way, the gut sales method, you know how much I spend on marketing? Zero, nada, bupkis. I don't spend any money. I believe in virtual attraction through social media. You guys who watch Gary Vaynerchuk, I've read all his books, Thank You Economy and all that. And I put content out every week: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're live right now on 5 different social media: 3 Facebook, maybe LinkedIn, I'm not sure. Definitely YouTube and Periscope, all at the same time. Just giving out information. Stop being a secret. You've got to put content out there, interesting content. Let's look. We got a few questions here. Jimmy McBride, let me put him up here. Will guts work cold calling homeowner about going solar? It'll work with anything. Do people need solar? Yeah, somebody's selling solar. I'm in Colorado right now, land of eternal snow here. It's just Great skiing in Colorado for you guys who are coming out here. And my God, in California where I live, you should see all the solar out there right now. It's amazing. Somebody's selling a hell of a lot of solar. What are the advantages of solar? What can people save money? Are there benefits? Is it more environmental? You can sell solar all day long using the gut sales method. Absolutely, Jimmy. It's a great way to get on the phone, talk to people, get them, here's an interesting thing about the gut sales method. When you set it up the right way and you ask questions, something magical really happens. The prospect becomes the salesperson. Can you imagine you're talking to somebody, they qualify themselves, they give their own presentation. This is what I need, this is the problem. They do their own diagnostic. They even close themselves when you learn how to use guts in the right way. It makes real estate or selling solar so much easier. There's a reason. Do you ever ask yourself, why in every company, probably in your company, Jimmy, there's always the 1%ers. Do you know what I mean by a 1%er? It's somebody, they make more sales than the other 99%. They are the Pareto rule. They sell the the 80-20 rule. They are the guys, they make 80% of the sales. They make the top income, the top commissions. Do you ever wonder what is it that they're doing differently? They're enjoying they love the challenge of sales. They've overcome any fear at all. They just make those calls. They talk to people. They use their personality. They ask questions. They are assertive. Assertiveness is not a dirty word in guts. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect, you have the problem. I have the solution. Can I ask you a few questions? You ask me a few. I think we can solve it. I have a few ideas of solutions. You wouldn't want to sell your home today, would you? Suppose I told you there was a way you could get full price for your home. I have a few solutions for you. Owner finance, subject to, lease purchase. You want to talk about that? Same thing with solar, Jimmy. You've got to get on the phone and say to somebody, hey, how would you like to cut your electric bill in half? I don't know if that's important to you. Do you think your electric bill is going to go down in the next couple of years or go much, much, much higher? Especially you guys in California where the gas is $5 a gallon. Do you think electricity is going to cost more in the future or less? It's going to cost more. Suppose there was a way I could show you how to make it pay for yourself. That wouldn't be worth us talking for 5 more minutes, would it? Boom. Offer incentives. Hey, I have a free gift card for you. If I can show you how to save thousands of dollars on yourself. It's so easy. You just have to be a little creative. You have to be the authority figure, not sound like a used car guy, like a beggar. And God knows, don't ever be subservient to what happens when you're subservient to the prospect? You sound like a little kid in school raising your hand. Can I go to the bathroom? It's a 1. You don't want to do that. You've got to, when you're selling, you are the authority. You are the doctor in the room. You are the professor in the classroom. You are the lawyer in the courtroom. You've got to take on that role. People love authority when it's to their benefit. They will respect you. They love assertiveness. They love confidence. This is the role you have to play. There's a thing on the inside. The inner and outer salesperson plays 2 roles. On the inside, you're thinking about what am I going to say next? How do I control this process? What is the psychological triggers that I need to keep this person interesting and emotional? And on the outside, you play a role. You're a thespian. You create an environment so that prospect wants to buy from you. When? Today. Who deserves it? You. I'm the only guy in the world says the salesperson comes first because I know how hard you guys work. But you're working on the wrong end of the problem. You're spending too much money on marketing that's giving you crummy, low-quality leads, if at all any leads. You're spending a lot of time on the strategies and everything. It's the sale. That's where you make your money. And that's why you become a 1%er. Every company has it. Who else is here? Let's see. Some of my other friends. Hey, Julio Gonzalez. How you doing, my friend? Get a slice of pizza for me in New York, will you? Oh, God, I miss it. And the lovely lady, Mrs. T, Professor T from Miami, Florida. Tashiata. Tashi has the best live stream every Wednesday. I think it's at 6:30 in the Eastern time, if I'm not mistaken, and 3:30 Pacific time. Tashi, put your link in there. This lady keeps me cool. She talks about pop culture, technology, really interesting stuff. there's some people who influence me. I call myself the mentor, but there's other people who mentor me. This is one of the ladies who has great information. You check her out. Absolutely. What else do we have here? Let me do something here. Anybody want to go to Hawaii? Let me talk about Hawaii for a minute. January 25th, I'm doing something I've never done before. We're doing Guts 2.0. I'm taking Guts to the next level. How to make it very emotional. People, you know the $1 million rule? People make immediate business decisions emotionally. Guts 2.0 takes it to the next level. How do you implant an idea, a suggestion in someone's head and it sticks? Do you ever have a song in your head and you can't get it out? It's just stuck in there. I want to do the same thing with sales. I want to use the 5 senses. I want to do the power of suggestion. I want to do that guts gnosis on you. In Hawaii on January 25th, I'm going to introduce Guts 2.0. And it's the first major change in Guts. And we're going to do that. So join us for it. It's on the island of Kauai. And think about it. January, it's cold, except for some people in Miami, I know, or Southern California. But if you've never been to Hawaii, it's a special, magical place. I'm going to be doing a couple days there. We have a house, by the way. We rented a house near the beach. Not one of these cold plastic resorts. Okay, we're going to be in a house, and we're going to be real comfortable. You're going to sit in the lazy boy. You're going to interact with not only me, but with some wonderful speakers talking about lease purchasing, about different real estate strategies. I'm going to be talking about marketing, definitely sales, doing a lot of role playing with you guys. And then we're going to do something unique, a mastermind. If you've never been in a mastermind, it's a way where you use the power, the intelligence, the motivation of the whole group. And you share with people your challenges. We all have challenges. We all have problems. And someone in this group is going to have the answer. And this is just a wonderful way to get to the truth, to get to solutions. And you make wonderful friends. I have made friends. I have done a few of these before. I think 3 of them with my good friends, Larry and Mariska Gilch. They're going to be there too speaking. And I have made lifetime friends at these little, very small group, casual Hawaii web seminars. It's all in person. Then we go out to dinner together. We socialize. We have a lot of fun. So that's going to be January 25th. And there's the link for you guys if you're interested. Let's go and see. We have some more comments here. Let's go. Oh, Tashi said, let's see. Hi, Claude. Get them emotional. Dave Skulnick said, absolutely. Facebook said, hi, Claude from Maryland. Hello. Chosen 111. Yes. Tashiata. Mediascope, 6 p.m. I'm sorry, I said 6:30 on Facebook Live and LinkedIn Live. How did you get LinkedIn Live? You got to teach me how to do that. I have a lot of trouble with that. And WJMS Radio. Listen to this lady. She's great. Who else do we do? Thanks for your Guts program. Skip from New Hampshire. Good. Has there skiing at New Hampshire? You guys are getting all that snow. Oh, Hawaii's lovely. And the thing is, we get together in a real small group. And it's really fun, where it's very casual and anybody can speak. Anybody can bring up a role play or a problem, not only in the mastermind, but while I'm speaking, I love questions. I love interaction. In fact, what do you guys, any questions you have, post them in there right now. I'll be glad to take a Q&A time here today. Scott's Claude, the Yoda of Sales Diamond. Thank you. Thank you, Scott. Scott is handling our Cyber Monday promotion. It's just something once a year we do this. Are we driving you crazy with all those emails? They're going to end real soon because we're doing a blast to everybody who's ever contacted me, and we're selling a $3,000 package for a phenomenal price. Where's the link here? I'll put it up here for you guys again. Where is that link? Let's see here. There it is. The whole enchilada, $299. Just once a year. Everybody else is doing a Cyber Monday. We thought we'd do the same thing anyway. Give people value. I was shopping today like crazy. I bought 2 new pairs of running shoes. I bought a new modem router. I bought the new AirPod Pros from Apple. They're actually sold out. Can you believe it? How much business is being done on a Cyber Monday? Isn't it amazing? how much stuff we now buy. How many of you guys love Amazon Prime? I love Amazon Prime. I buy things that I know I could get in my car and run to the store. I like these packages coming. It's a lot of fun. Let's go back to what we were talking about. No more. Are there any other questions there? Let's see. Latina Starling says, hi. How you doing, Latina? Beautiful picture. I love that. Very nice. Nice picture. Dave Skulnick says, how do you get over call reluctance? You get hungry. What is the reason we have call reluctance? We know we got to talk to people. We know the more people we talk to, the more money we're going to make. Duh. It's not that hard. But sometimes, what is call reluctance really about? It's about fear. We don't pick up that phone because what did mom say? Don't talk to strangers. And here we are. We're grown-ups in the big bad world. And if mom's is still my mom's been gone a long time and she still yells at me every day. Okay. The thing about it is we have that fear of rejection, fear of embarrassment, fear of, we're at the shopping mall, taking our kids to Santa Claus and our pants fall down around our ankles and we show our SpongeBob boxer shorts. The thing about it is, if we can talk to enough people, we'll make money. But that call reluctance, that little creeping fear crawls up in it. So you know what you got to do? You got to fight that fear. You've got to say to yourself, you know what? I'm a good person. I do business honestly and ethically. I bring value to the table. I'm going to call that person. If they reject me, if they rude to me, that's their mistake because I have a solution. Don't sound like anybody else when you go on the phone. Do what we call pattern interrupts or pattern abrupts. Call somebody up who has a house for sale. Hi there, Mr. and Mr. Smith. I got your number here in front of me. Why am I calling you? This isn't about real estate, is it? Oh, you don't have a house for sale. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, would you like to sell your house today? I'd like to make you an offer today. But first I need to ask you a few questions. Is that all right? And then I promise you I will make you an offer. It's okay to say no to me and fire me, okay? Boom. Get on that phone, take control. Inside, there's a screaming little kid with a blanket over his head. Honestly, okay? I'm insecure. I'm as insecure as everybody else, honestly. But how do you make here's the takeaway. You make a lot of money when you talk to people. And so even if you have that fear, that call reluctance, you got to pick up the phone. That's why I developed the gut sales method. My mentor was amazing. I never saw it. Did you ever meet a really great salesperson and watch or listen to him on the phone? I did that with my students a couple of weeks ago. I said, everybody bring a phone number and I'll make some phone calls. And I made some calls. I had a few good conversations. I had a lot of voicemails. Doesn't matter. I was productive. Can you speak to 5 people a day? Can you make 5 offers a day? Can you leave 5 or more voicemails a day? You will, I guarantee you, I'll put it in writing if you don't believe me, you will make magic happen if you can be consistent with people. That is what it takes. So you got to practice. Anything you do over and over again, you will be successful at. And you can't delegate your business to third parties because sooner or later, you've got to get on that phone and negotiate that deal. You've got to get the information. You've got to uncover motivation, create motivation. You've got to put a little salt on that paper cut. Ooh, that sounded horrible, didn't it? Let's go some more questions here. How do I practice these methods or where? I practice with my students every Monday. We do a Zoom group call and I ask anybody, do you want to practice? You have a stall, an objection. If you get somebody asks you a question, you don't know how to handle it. Let's role play it. Let's practice it. It's not that I have all the answers. I've just been doing this a lot longer than a lot of you. And I've heard 90% of this stuff. Sometimes I get new stuff I've never heard before. It's okay. We can work it out. We know the psychological, it's called empathy. It's like almost mind reading. What are they thinking? What are they feeling? Why did they ask that question? Why are they attacking you? You've got to figure this stuff out on the phone instantly. And guess what? Once you master the phone and you overcome all that call reluctance, you start making money. You start getting offers and contracts. But you got that procrastination, that reluctance, that fear, that is the death of your success. I have a great life. Okay. I'll never retire. I love making calls. I don't care. Take a phone book. I have a challenge out to Grant Cardone and all the other gurus. I'd love to have a sales contest, just a fun thing. I'll donate money to a charity, Make-A-Wish Foundation, March of Dimes, multiple sclerosis, and we'll let the audience pick the winner, and the money will go to that charity. I have an offer out to anyone who's prominent in the sales field. Say, let's make phone calls together and see who has the most fun, see who does the most closing, see who has the longest conversation. Nobody ever takes me up on that, and because that's the only thing they don't want to teach you. Why? Because it's really hard. Some people have it. Some are what I call natural born salespeople. Have you ever met a natural? They just have no hesitation or reluctance to talk to strangers at a party or at a bar or at a social setting, or just pick up the phone. I was always in admiration of those people. I was the shy guy, okay? Sat in the back of the room there. I don't want to be the center of attention. But you know what? You don't make money. The squeaky wheel does get the grease, ladies and gentlemen. My word of honor. Let's go to some questions there. You practice this with people in my group, can practice with each other. I endorse that. I have a private group on Skype. I want them to get together and practice all the time. Practice in the real world. And you go to a Walmart, talk to the greeter. Say, hey, gee, how do you like being a Walmart greeter? Do you have to go to special classes and things like that? How long have you been doing this? Do you get cold standing by the doors in the wintertime? Talk to them, interact. Talk to the barista at the Starbucks. See how long you can challenge yourself to see how long you can engage people, even strangers, or when you're shopping. And you will use a sales system, use a method, and you'll see yourself slowly getting better. And then you'll start seeing people are interacting with you more. And then you'll see you're starting to make more money. What? Yes, make more money, get more contracts, get more, or at least have better experiences. The more fun you have on the phone, the more phone calls you make, the more calls and people you talk to, boom, you make a lot more money. We've lost this sales skills. We've lost the power of persuasion and influence. We don't know what empathy is anymore. What are they thinking and feeling? This is why I developed the gut sales method. I saw my mentor. He could close real estate deals in one phone call. I've never seen anyone sell like that before. That was the major influence in my life, and that's what changed everything. How long did it take to make your first check? Gee, I'm going back to the Stone Age now. You know what? I worked so hard in the beginning. When we start our own business, we're full of energy and we work way too hard. I know a lot of you go out there, you knock on 100 doors, you drive for dollars, you make cold calls, you do all that, and you burn yourself out. You work too hard, but you need to work smart. When you work smart, when you have a marketing system, so you're doing more warm calls. So to answer your question, I don't remember. My first check, I think it was in the first week, if I had to guess, 7, 8, 9 days. I was going to do a real estate deal, and I did several deals right off the bat. I was full of it, but then I got exhausted, and then I got frustrated. And then I hated the rejection. Truth be told, like being totally transparent. It wasn't until I mastered the art and science of persuasion, which I learned from my mentor, that I knew I didn't have to get my car and drive to every property, and I didn't have to do free consulting all day. You guys work way too hard. Good question, Chosen. Thank you. You can hit the ground running. You can close somebody today. Here's the analysis. There is somebody right now who has a problem in whatever you're doing: network marketing, life insurance, financial services, real estate. There's somebody today that has a problem. Are you going to find a way to connect with that person, ask enough questions, and offer them multiple solutions? Maybe one solution, maybe 2 or 3. Send them a letter of intent. Mr. and Mrs. Prospect, had a great time speaking with you today. Do a video. Send video offers, by the way. I talked about that a couple of weeks ago. When I follow up with people, I send video offers to them. It's personal. When you send somebody a video, it shows that you're not scared to show your face. I use Zoom, by the way. I like the quality of the recordings. And then I just send a 30, 60-second video with an offer to people. The response rate is very high, very, very high. Let's see. What else do we have here? Michael Buckles, MLB. I think it's Michael. What books do you read and recommend for new salespeople? Well, start with my books. Okay. Okay. The best book I read was Robert. Oh, always forget his name. How I went from being broke into sales, and oh God, his name will come to me in a minute. How I Went from Broke to Being Rich in Sales. It's a great book. Robert Cialdini, I always talk about that. Getting to know how to get to know. What was another book? I wrote a book. The Mentor Teaches the Gut Sales Method. The Mentor Teaches Success. How to Sell in Guts. My new book, the Rules of the Gut Sales Method. Robert Ringer. Have you guys ever read Robert Ringer? Winning Through Intimidation. Great book. Fun book. How I Went from Broke. Somebody help me out. I know I can't think of the exact title there. Robert Bettinger. How I Went from Broke to Being Wealthy in Sales. Something like that. Let's go to some other things. Our Lives United. Uncle Claude. Hello. Who else do we have here? Sean. Hey, buddy. Julio, Gut Sales Method Challenge. Yes, I'd love it. I'd love to see. Why don't they Harvard Business School, Wharton School of Business, none of the major schools teach sales. And to me, that all that money, all that education, and I love education, okay? Between my wife and myself, I think we have 6 degrees. She has medical degrees. I have a law degree, a business degree. I even have a bartending degree, okay? Probably the most valuable one. It's on the wall back there somewhere. The thing about it is, if you do not master sales, oh God, I hate when I say this because I sound like a demotivational speaker, and I'm anything but. But you could study, you could spend thousands of dollars on marketing. You guys are spending too much, but you've got to be able to, without hesitation, speak to people, answer your phone, talk to enough people every day, negotiate those deals. And you will get to your financial goals. You will have the freedom that we all want. Absolutely. Let's go to another question here. What's prospecting in real estate? And I use the gut saying, you've got a problem. It's one of my favorite phrases. And she said, no, I don't. And hung up. But I kept going and I got rapport with the seller. A will be closing, Claude. It worked. I love going to people. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. I'll say that in the beginning, by the way. Okay. I'll go to people. I'll make a cold call. I love calling, especially the MLS. Calls that are, what do you call it? They've gone off the list. They've expired listings. And I love calling up people and say, you've got a problem, don't you? What do you mean I have a problem? Who are you? What is this about? I said, how come that beautiful home you have on Broadway did not sell? I cannot believe it. When I saw that this was an expired listing, can I ask you a few questions? I'd like to know more about your property and possibly make you an offer today. Would it be worth us talking? Boom, now I'm engaging them. Sound different. Do pattern interrupts. Tell them you've got a problem. Tell them, gee, you're not allowed to think. I'm the only guy who says you're not allowed to think about it, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect. Believe me, I get hang-ups from that sometimes too. And they'll say, what do you mean I'm not allowed to think about it? Well, usually when people say that to me, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect, it means they're just being polite to spare my feelings. You really just want to say no. So if it's over, that's okay. We can both be adults. Now it's over, right? That's fine. But now that it's over, you told me you want to get into a property. You're sick of paying rent. You don't get any tax benefits. You're wasting your money. You get no appreciation. How are you going to put up with that for another 5-10 years? How can you stand? What's the real problem here? If it's money, maybe we can work out a financial arrangement. You mind if we ask a few more? Boom, you go right back into selling. Who's in control? You are. You're the authority. You're the gut salesperson. Okay, so you got to sound different. You've got to be spontaneous. How do you get there? This is practice. Get on. If you get anything you do on a regular basis, a routine, you will become good at. And the whole thing about guts was to make sense out of sales, to understand why do you think they reject us so hard? You get a cold call at dinner time. What do? You reject those people too, don't you? How I Went from Failure to Success in Selling by Friend. Thank you. I had a mind fart. I could not remember it. One of the best books ever written on sales. and you can get it for free in your library. I think you can get it a Kindle for $2-3. It's so cheap. And it's a short little book, and it's genius. I love some of the old sales books, Dale Carnegie and things like that. I love that stuff. Some of the old stuff, though, it's dated. Okay. One of the things I still hear some sales trainers say this: ask for the order 5 times or more. No, that's annoying. Don't ask for the order 5 times or more. Don't read a script. Scripts are crap. They know what you're doing. The minute you read a script, what's going through their mind? Oh, shoot, another sales guy bothering me in the middle of my anchovy pizza here. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect. How are you? I am just reaching out to you tonight. Can't do that. You got to you got to be an actor. You got to use enthusiasm when you speak to people. You got to ask questions when you get on the phone with people. I heard you have a problem with that property. How come it's not selling? How would you like to sell that property today, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect? Or are you a realtor or one of those bottom feeding investors? I can be whatever you want. Would you like, my money's still green. Would you like to do a deal today? Boom. Fight them for it. It's worth it. If you need motivation, think of your kids hungry, okay? Don't think about yourself. Don't worry about you getting embarrassed. Think about your family. Think about providing for them. Is it worth making another phone call? Maybe 2 or 3? You bet. Somebody today wants to give you a lot of money. They're going to give it to somebody. They're going to do a real estate deal with somebody. Why isn't it you? All you got to do is make that connection, and you will see the magic happen. Let's see. What is a good pattern interrupt for the opening of a cold call from a list? What kind of list? We don't know if they want to sell the house. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect, you wouldn't want to sell your home today, would you? I'm looking for a property in your neighborhood. You mind? Can I ask you a couple quick questions, and then I'll make you an offer? Would you like an offer today on your property? Would you like a contract or an agreement today on your home? How would you like to sell your home today? I can give you price or terms. What would you prefer? Would you like all cash, but I need a discount, or would you like terms and get full price? Tell me what you're looking for. Boom. Open with questions. And when they ask you a question, turn it around and say the 3 magic words in sales. I don't know. The 3 most important. And this is all in my gut sales method, by the way. I'm going to do a little quickie thing here because we're doing a special Cyber Monday thing here. It's called the whole enchilada. It's everything I'm talking about in guts, my lease purchase package, everything, $299. And it even comes with a group and a private training session with your Uncle Claude here. So go there. I think there's only a couple hours left. I only do it once a year. We've been sending you out a million annoying emails. I know. I don't like them either. But you know what? It works because you guys have been buying a lot of my stuff because it's a phenomenal price. It's a 90% discount. Take advantage of it, okay, guys? Because I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to do this again. A good salesman, my friend Yassine, my buddy in the Philippines, the guy's a sweetheart, and he's a genius too, and he always talks me into things. See, even your Uncle Claude can get sold. It says schmuck on my forehead. I'm the easiest person in the world to sell. Okay, but nobody knows how to sell me except Yassine, my wife, and a few other people. You bring up the emotion, okay? You make people emotional, and you control the environment. You ask the questions, you control the process. You have a 3 simple step system, and you make sales fun again, and all the call reluctance, all the calls, all the sales fear go out the window. This is the $1 million skill. Take my word. If you buy nothing from me and I never hear from you again, just take this one takeaway. Sales is the $1 million skill. If you can't delegate the responsibility of your business to VAs, to texting, to robo-dialers, to auto voicemails. I'm telling you the truth. I'm being as transparent and authentic and epic and all those wonderful millennial words I can think of. You've got to when you take responsibility in your business and you give good phone, if you could only speak, I say 5 a day. Give me 1 person a day that you talk to, a prospect. Okay, cold, warm, lukewarm, follow-up. Can you talk to 1 person a day and and imagine if you did 2, 3, or even 5 people a day? Think about it. I'm not asking much. Can you talk to 5 people a day and make it so comfortable and so much fun for yourself? You cannot help but make all the money you'll ever want in life and have that freedom that we all want. That's what I do. And I'm no genius, okay? I just know how to give good phone. If I talk to enough people, I'm enthusiastic. I'm an actor on the outside and a scientist on the inside. I use the emotional quotients of the guts questions, and wonderful things happen. Let's go back to a few more questions here. Time is going fast. Let's see here. Trainer party. Yes. What else do we have? Practice, practice, practice. You're right, Dave. Charlie Fisher, what's a better understanding of real estate and affording taxes? I don't know. What do you mean by that, Charlie? See, that's a guts redirection. I don't really know what Charlie means. A better understanding of real estate and tax. I guess take a sales tax course, call up a CPA or something like that. What Charlie has forced me to do is say the 3 most important words in sales. I don't know. Do I have all the answers to all the questions? Of course not. But when prospects ask you a lot of questions, who's in control? They are. So, Charlie, I thank you for asking a question I don't have a clue how to answer. I love real estate. I know that on my investment properties, I can depreciate. I can write off my expenses. I can write off the mortgage. I can mortgage it. I can do so much. It's still the best investment in the world. So always remember the 3 most important words in sales are, Charlie, I don't know. What did you mean by that? You must have asked that question for a reason. Charlie, why are you concerned about real estate and affording taxes? What do you mean? Boom. And watch what happens. Say, hey, Charlie gave me a smiley face. Thank you, Charlie. Let's go here. Hey, Claude, is there a list of the gold we get in your system? Yes. You just have to go to that webpage there that I had up there before. I'll put it up one more time here. I don't want this to sound like a long infomercial. It's called go right to that link there, and it'll have all the description and everything you need on there. Absolutely. Or check your email box. My friend Yassine must have sent you 20 emails today, okay? And a lot of them were links with videos and things I did also. Let's get a few more questions, and we're going to call it a day before I lose my throat. I've been up since 4 a.m. today. I love this business so much. I mean, work, I know work is a 4-letter word, but when you find something you love, and you're able to put mac and cheese on your table and take care of and work from home. Does anybody here love working from home as much as I do? I love it. Better coffee, cleaner bathrooms, okay? Working from home is still the best. Absolutely. I want to be a real estate agent when I grow up. You know what? Some of my most successful students are real estate agents. You have access to information. If you work for a major company, they do a lot of marketing for you. You have access to the MLS. And just because you're a real estate agent doesn't mean that you can't also do your own private deals. Disclose. And they even have a form for that, by the way, Charlie. Did you know that you can also do a great deal of consulting? I talked about that a week ago. Watch that video, guys. I think it's on my YouTube channel. I talked about real estate agents should be doing more consulting. What? Me, a consultant? Yes. You can't always list a property. You can't always sell it. People want to pick your brain. They want your time, knowledge, and energy. Why? One of the great epiphanies, revelations, aha moments of my life was when my wife called me schmuck and she heard me doing free consulting all day long. See, it says schmuck on my forehead. No. And she gave me $1 million idea. I just talked about this last week. $1 million idea of consulting. You real estate agents, you investors, you're spending all this money and time on information, on research. You're having experiences, both good and bad. Do you know you can make a lot of money with that? I actually have a Mentoring to Millions consulting package in my enchilada there. Charlie, I love working from home too. I love it. There's a futon. This is my dedicated office I had specially built here. This part of the house cost $250,000 for a third garage, an exercise room, and my office here. This is my entire storage room, office, and everything. And I love work, and I'm comfortable here. And I got a futon in the other office. There's another office on the other side of that door. There's a futon there, and sometimes it calls me. How many jobs can you go to? And you can say, hey, I'm gonna take a nap now for a power nap for 30 to 60 minutes. You can do that. When you work for yourself, you have a great boss, by the way. Okay, absolutely. Let's go. I think working for an agent, I have to be 21. I'm 18. Good, great. You're 18 years old. My God, I got boxer shorts older than you. You know what? Alexander the Great ruled the world before his 21st birthday. Don't let your age hold you back. You can start right now. There's many successful young people out there, but focus on the sales, Charlie Fisher. Become superb at sales and influence. Here's my friend Tom Brooks. Claudia is your better half. That's right. My wife's name is Claudia. She won't change her name. You know, 2 Claudes in the house. It's almost too much, but it works. And I'm lucky. I have a wife who's great. I love the sales, and she's great with the books and the meticulous and the follow-up stuff. Absolutely. You start a business when you grow up. Working for yourself, having your own business, it is the joy. I'm a horrible employee. I got to tell you right now. I don't like working for other people. I was the worst employee. I watched the clock all day. I couldn't wait for Friday. I counted down Friday. I got nervous on Sunday afternoon and going, oh shit, I got to go to work again. I don't want to go. I want to take the day off. I want to go skiing. I want to go play golf. Imagine when you have the control of you're making the money you need. You have control of your life. All you've got to do is give good phone. That's all you have to do. Sales is that million. I'm going to preach this to you guys till you listen to me. I know some of you are. You work on the right set of the problem. Work on the sales. The whole enchilada, is it a digital? It is all a digital practice. That's correct, Tom. It's all digital. It's in Dropbox. You get it all there. It's all there for you. You can download it to your backup drive, your own desktop. You can watch the videos or read the books online right in Dropbox, or you can get your own Dropbox account and transfer it over. Dropbox, I love it. It's so easy to use. I think it's the best way, and you get the information instantly. You don't have to wait for the post. You millennials, you don't want to go to a post office anymore. They don't even know how to use it. Everything is instant and digital. And it works really well. Please post the link. I'm going to post the link one more time here. I didn't want to make this into a long commercial. There is the link, guys. Just go right there. I also have a link on my webpage if you want to make it even easier. I have the link also on my webpage, claudediamond.com. Same package, same program if you want, but that's the link that we're using for the promotion right there. Let's go. Any more questions? Last question here. Please post the link. How raw are you? I don't know what you mean by raw. How raw are you? I don't know what raw means, Rommel. You have to explain that to me. Is that a word I should know? Or a misspelling. Anyway, I'm going to wind these things up. Let's go back here. A link. Thank you for joining me. You guys are great. Being proficient in the art and science of persuasion and influence is the $1 million skill. We're all working on the wrong side of the problem. I'm sorry, I'm not contrarian. I'm not trying to be different from everyone else. I know most of the seminars and the gurus talk about strategies, then they talk about marketing. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you could be the smartest guy in the room or girl in the room, you could have the best leads that you spend a lot of money on. By the way, don't spend any money on leads. You don't have to. With the gut sales method, you can generate and attract leads. But if you are not superb in your communication skills, in the art and science of influencing another, of learning how to ask questions. What does your doctor do when you come in there? Hi, what are you doing here? Where does it hurt? What does your lawyer say? What does your accountant say? They ask questions. They don't give presentations, premature presentations. They don't read scripts, and they don't beg. Guts is about you respecting yourself, having fun, being enthusiastic, being in control of the sales process. Once you have that, you've got a blank check the rest of your life. Take my word for it, because I'm the former world's worst salesperson. Once I learned from Max the mentor, my mentor, that I could give good phone, that I could be in control of the sales process, everything changed for me. That's the secret sauce, guys. And you got to learn a system, and gut sales is 3 little steps: agenda, qualification, commitment, close. And once you learn that, you can't help but succeed, because who deserves success? You do. Nobody deserves success more than you guys. I know how hard you work. I know you paid your dues. I know you just want to take care of your family and your responsibilities. You want to enjoy this short little adventure we call life, right? Okay. You want to die at some company for some people who couldn't care crap about you. and then leave you poor for the rest of your life waiting for Social Security? Or do you want to enjoy the life today? Learn sales. Become proficient. Become superb in the art and science of persuasion and influence, empathy. Learn how to give good phone, and you will see magic happen in your life. You will be in control, and you will have this wonderful thing in this great country we call freedom. This is Claude Diamond. Thank you so much for joining me. Boy, did I go way too long here. I'm going to get off my soapbox. I think I'm going to go discover a beer somewhere. Beer with Claude Fridays. I do that a lot, where I just talk like this and I drink beer with you guys and have some fun. Thanks a lot. Nobody deserves success more than you. Hope to see you all another time. Take care. Take advantage. I think you got 3-4 hours left in that whole enchilada special. Take advantage of it. Take care. Thanks for joining me. God bless.